What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's edition of Monday Night Mayhem. I am your host. My name is JT. Normally, there'd be two other panels next to me as I'd be talking right now, but those two other panels are off on assignment. And by assignment, I mean that they have work duties that they have to tend to. So it is just me tonight. I'm just going to ramble for however long it takes me to ramble. I did a couple of pre-recordings and I was just seeing how long it took me to formulate my thoughts around a lot of what's going on in the gaming industry over the past week, because it's changing. And a lot of people would say that we are in for a video game crash. No, I don't think we're in for a video game crash. I just think we're in for a little bit of a restructuring. So, of course, if you like all of your Monday Night Mayhem content, if you like what I do here on JT's Gaming Mayhem, I primarily focus on short form content and podcasts here on the channel, and sometimes other videos about video games as well, mostly Nintendo content. Hit that subscribe button, strap into those ergonomic gaming chairs, prepare for liftoff on this week's edition of Monday Night Mayhem. Game on, everybody. So, what are we talking about tonight? Well, we got a lot that happened over the past week. Things like Star Fox got announced, financial results for the year for Nintendo and Sony, and a couple other things as well. So what I'm going to do is kind of just go through the motions with all of it and try to wrap it in and give you guys some of my thoughts and opinions about a lot of these things. And also I got to give a shout out to MobaPad as well, because your boys got these HD 12s that just came in. You can check out a short video on the channel where I kind of just do a quick unboxing and talk a little bit about it there. I'm gonna do a full in-depth review. That video will probably be up later this week, maybe Thursday. But where do we want to start with everything? Well, let's start with the Nintendo of it all. Do we want to talk about Star Fox? Because that got announced last week. There were rumors that circulated in March about a new Star Fox game that was going to be announced in April. The April came and went and didn't happen. I do believe that Nintendo just tried to spite Nate the Hate for leaking their stuff, and this is becoming rampant that video game companies really don't want you leaking things, especially when it has to do with plans that are right around the corner. So I think they just saw what the timeline was and said we could go another week and announce it in May just so people can cool off and Nate the Hate for a little bit. He's still proven accurate in this leak because he said a new Star Fox game was coming, and we're getting a new Star Fox game. My thoughts about it overall is I got to be honest with you guys. I didn't really grow up with the 64 as we had an N64 in the house. I didn't grow up with it as my primary means of gaming. I played a lot more handhelds as a kid. I was into Pokemon, the Zelda games, the Yu-Gi-Oh games that were on the Game Boy. There wasn't a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh games until the GBA, but that's where I really started off with my console experience, was handheld consoles. We had an N64. It was mostly a Mario Kart 64 machine. We had games like Pokemon Stadium, of course, Diddy Kong Racing, because I didn't play Ocarina of Time until the Master Quest Edition hit the GameCube. I got it as a promotional disc for pre-ordering Wind Waker as a kid, because I saw Wind Waker and I was like, yeah, that's a game that I'll play. It looks like a cartoon, and I was in the cartoon, so I was like, yeah, I want to play that. So I didn't play Star Fox 64. I know a cousin that had it, and from what it seemed like, he loved it. I don't know what it was about it at that time. It's just not a game that I was really focused on at the time. I guess because I was just so much into those other things and into my Game Boy Color a lot. So my Star Fox game that I got into when I really got a console for myself instead of it being a family console was Star Fox Adventures. Star Fox Adventures I got with the GameCube. I got that with Melee, and what else did I get? I got Sonic Adventure 2, and then I think we had Luigi's Mansion as well. Those were the 4 games that I got with my GameCube for Christmas one year. And that's really where Star Fox kind of started for me. So when I got to Star Fox Assault, it felt completely different, but still, I love Star Fox Assault as well, because I was really into the multiplayer in that game, getting friends together, and we just have this death match of you pick Fox, Falco, whoever, Crystal, and you guys just go in this arena and just try to take each other down. If I'm remembering that correctly, I feel like I am. But I would love to see Star Fox Assault on NSO. So when I saw this announcement, of course, I was like, that is kind of like the Sonic movie announcement from 2019, where I remember me and Carson watched that trailer together. And we're both just kind of like, huh, that's a design choice. And I kind of felt the same way initially with this. And then Nintendo's really good about shut the fuck up Fridays, because they announced this thing, and even though there was backlash, they didn't say a word. And I think that is such like a good thing, where you don't damage control based off of just a few reactions online. Where, except for Sonic, you kind of needed to do that because he had teeth, and he didn't need to have teeth. But with this, I, of course, watched a couple other people's opinions about it as well. Saw what they were saying, people who were more into Star Fox, like RGT85. I watched his video about it. Shout out to him if he ever sees this video. Cool. Hit your boy up. Let's work together one day. But I watched like Giant Bomb's video as well. I think Jeff Grubb put out a short about it, and he was talking about it, and he was saying that he thinks that they kind of like worked backwards, where they got the VTuber stuff in first, and then they kind of let that be the formula of the game, and why they went with the more realistic designs. And then I saw one of the old people who worked on it. He was saying that that was like his vision initially, is that he wanted it to look like that. And then I looked at that old school box art from like the Super Nintendo days, and I was like, oh man, that does look like that old school box art. And it is true, the characters just look very top heavy. Like they look like they can't move their legs. So I'm really curious if, we get another Star Fox game in the next year or two, what that game could look like, if it's going to look more like the Star Fox movie design, or is it going to retain the realness of this? Because if you are kind of just soft rebooting the series, because that's what it seems like they're doing, this game is based on the N64 version. Are they going to make them all on rails, or will we get another Star Fox Adventures? I'd love that. I'd love a continuation of Star Fox Adventures. I love that game. I know a lot of people are like, well, it's just a Zelda game. Zelda with Star Fox has worked for me. That's just my nostalgia speaking, but as a 10-year-old kid who got that game, didn't know any better, yeah, I was into it. So I'm okay with the designs. The more I look into this game, and then I watched the Japanese trailer, and I just read up on some stuff about it, it got me a little bit more excited. I'm really curious to see what the direction that they go with the multiplayer, if it's just going to be kind of like the dogfights in space, if it is going to be, I can get my 4 buddies, you get your 4 buddies, can we go at each other that way, like an 8-player online multiplayer, like just kind of like team deathmatch almost, or just doing roguelike missions. That'd be really cool. I saw some people talking about that, like what if it had like a roguelike mode, just to give it a little bit more replay value, because at its core, I watched Carson play on an episode of Monday Night Mayhem from a couple years ago, play Star Fox 64 from start to finish in the whole episode, like 90 minutes. And when you think about this game being roughly like a 2-3 hour game for most people, then you start to wonder like, what other ways are they going to pump out more content in this $50 package? So I do believe there's going to be a lot more meat in this entree that they're preparing us for. And when I think about the possibilities of what they could add just based on like modern gaming and things that we've played over the recent years, how do you flesh out an on-rail shooter like that? I think there's ways that they can do it. And I'm really excited, because this is supposed to be like Nintendo Star Wars and not Concord, because that's just cursed. But this was their vision from the jump, that they wanted to have like a game in space, doing space battles and cool space things, and this is what we get. So I'm real curious to see what else that they pump into this. I will be picking it up day one. I also want to let you guys know, of course, if you watch Monday Night Mayhem, if you watch my short form content, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I'm doing a giveaway right now where if we reach 500 subscribers by the end of May, I'm going to give away a $20 gift card. I don't think I said that initially. So we'll just 500 subscribers by the end of, hopefully by the end of May. We're almost at 200. I hope that you guys really like tap in with the content and help me make YouTube a home. Not necessarily my home, but a home. And if we reach 500 subscribers by June 30th, I want to give away a copy digitally of Star Fox for the Switch 2 as well. So let's make it happen, Captain. All right, moving on. Let's talk about some numbers, and let's start with Nintendo, since we're already talking about Nintendo. Nintendo had their yearly financials. I'm going to pull that up for you guys real quick and kind of go from there. And with this, we also got news of a price increase as well. Price increases are never fun. So they are going to be raising the price of the Switch 2 in America in other regions of the world. In light of market conditions, after considering global business outlook, Nintendo will revise the manufacturer's suggested retail price, the MSRP, of the Switch 2 system and Nintendo Switch systems. Oh, I didn't realize the Switch 1 was going up again as well. We sincerely apologize for the impact these price revisions may have on our customers and stakeholders. They should have just left that stakeholder part out of there. Customers. We deeply appreciate your understanding. So in Japan, they're going to be raising the prices as of May 25th. It's going up about 10,000 yen. That's a lot of money from what I understand. I guess I just hear the word 10,000. I'm just like, damn, $10,000. Man, that's some money right there. But so it's going up May 25th in Japan, and it's getting a pretty big price increase. And I guess the reason that they're doing that is because they had that Japan region model that was honestly super cheap, but it's not cheap to manufacture the Switch 2. So that's why Japan's getting hit pretty heavy with this price increase. Man, I'm one of those guys who, I get it from a business standpoint. I've worked in retail. I understand price increases happen. I understand that this stuff is unavoidable sometimes, but I'm also on the end of it, man, where I'm like, take care of your people, man. Take care of your customers. Take care of your people that you got employed. Take care of your people. Your loyalists, your day ones who might not be there always on day one, but they'll show up between day one and day 331. You got to take care of those folks. It just sucks. I never want to see price increases. It almost seems like the world was kind of just like expecting it and honestly rooting for it. Weirdly, I was not one of those people. I was of the mind that the Switch 2 was not going to get a price increase in 2026, but here we are. We got to talk about this price increase and what it can do for them. They're already projecting that the Switch 2 is going to have kind of like a slight drop off because of this. They were able to get close to 20 million units sold in 10 months, which is really impressive for any hardware to do, to get that amount in less than a full calendar year. So I expect by the time we get to the first full calendar year, which is going to be June 5th, of 2026. Oh, that's the game chat button. My bad. Sorry. ADHD brain. That this thing will be closer to 21 million than it is to 20 million. But honestly, and that's only because it's not going up in America until September 1st. And that's when the drop off is probably going to happen. So it's probably going to get a big boom here in the States and in other regions that this price increase doesn't take effect until September 1st, 2026. Once again, ADHD brain. If you guys could hear that clicking, I'm still testing out the mobile pads as I record. It's a very clicky controller. I don't know how I feel about that. Probably get into that in that more in-depth video coming up. So yeah, moving on a little bit from this, I just want to talk a little bit more about what this means for software and how we should view Nintendo software output going forward. And it was suggested that the variable pricing kind of came into play to soften the blow as for what we would get from a software standpoint, because we were seeing a lot of $50 games come out from Nintendo, when I believe if they didn't raise the price, all these games would probably be $70, just based off of things that have been said recently. You know, you get your Star Fox for $70, get your Splatoon Raiders for $70, your Yoshi and the Mysterious Book would just be a hardcore $70. I know it is physically. Walmart and Amazon are playing the hero card in this case for those of you who collect physical games, because you can get those games for the same price you could digitally, because they still want you to come to their storefronts. They don't want everybody just converting hardcore over to digital just yet, because you can buy it off them. You're probably going to buy something else. You're probably going to buy t-shirts, things like that, if you buy physical games. Sorry, we got some throats that need to be cleared, I guess. So if you buy physical games, explore Walmart, Amazon, if you still shop at those locations as options. Maybe mom and pop shops if they are deciding to eat the cost as well. I don't think GameStop is matching those prices because, let's be honest, it's GameStop. They are just doing weird stuff like trying to buy eBay. So they're probably not going to price match the digital storefronts. And if they do, kudos to them. Like, GameStop can play the hero card there. That'd be real nice for, like I said, for those of you who collect physical games. So what does this mean for other forms of software? Well, I do believe that we are probably en route to a Nintendo Direct, where we are going to start finding out a lot about what Nintendo's plans are as far as more software releases for the year of 2026. There's that rumor that Ocarina of Time remake is coming out, and this has been a rumor for a while, but it was then corroborated by VGC, and at the hate to be legit, like they are working indeed on an Ocarina of Time remake. And I know I've spoken about this in the past. I was really like hardcore thinking about what else could Nintendo be planning. They said robust software lineup. We know Pokemon Winds and Waves is officially coming out in 2027. We don't know when in 2027. It's leaks and rumors out there. I don't want to spend too much time on leaks and rumors anymore, to be completely honest, because it's just draining. But there's people out there that are saying that it's going to be a late 2027 game. Pokemon always comes out later in the year, ever since I think like X and Y was, or Black and White might have been a late release. I can't remember. But I know X and Y kind of started that October-November train for Pokemon releases. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's being held for the back end of next year, which kudos to them. Like, they need more time to work on those games, let them cook, let them be the best Pokemon games of all time. I'm here for it. I like Pokemon. I really enjoyed Pokemon Legends. Yeah, I thought it was a very polished game, very fun game to play. I still need to complete the DLC. I got a little bit left of that, so I'll probably be jumping back into that eventually. I got a whole year to get back into it. But yeah, let them cook. So what else could we be getting between, I would say, like now? Let's just focus on 2026. I think Ocarina of Time remake, if that's allegedly real, which I think it is, that's probably going to come out November. I think we could hopefully, and this is me being hopeful, I would love to see a new Luigi's Mansion game. We know Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave is coming out sometime this year, probably August, late August, early September maybe. What else? The Dust Bloods. I don't know if that's being published by Nintendo because it's not in their reports for software publishing that they usually do. So what else could they be publishing this year? I think we'll probably get some like smaller releases as well. Not like Dragon Drive, but maybe like a Switch Sports 2. I think that'd be really cool to cap off the summer with a new Switch Sports game. Because I really did enjoy the first one, even though it's just like a repackaging of Wii Sports, which had some extra features, some online stuff as well. I think there was that soccer game that wasn't in Wii Sports. I need to go back to Switch Sports. I might go to the clubhouse, boot that up, hand some people some controllers, and just say, yo, we're playing this. This is a fun game. If you haven't played it, you need to be playing it. We're actually going to tab over to a different website because VGC doesn't have everything that I'm looking for. But what else could we be getting? I think it'd be cool if we got another like RPG series to make a comeback. Like, I want to throw this out there just based off of Hopium. There's nothing out there that suggests this RPG series would ever come back. But you don't know. It seems like Nintendo does want to bring its smaller franchise to the limelight. Oh, we're getting Star Fox plushies. All right, I got to show you guys these. I'm on NintendoEverything.com at the moment, and I'm looking for things that I'm looking for, basically, to give you guys information about the stuff that we're talking about. So let's scroll. Look at those. Look at those. New Star Fox and Donkey Kong Bonanza. If I was a plushie person, like, I'd be all over those. 'Cause I'm not gonna lie, those are pretty freaking adorable. If I had a kid, this house probably be full of plushies. It'd be massive. Yeah, I'm buying these for the kid, but really just collectible items. But I think those are pretty freaking cool. So if you like plushies, head over to NintendoEverything.com. They got links where you can get them pre-ordered. All right, let's, you guys can see I have a million tabs open. That's embarrassing. Anyways, what are we looking for? Nintendo not ruling out another price increase in the future. Okay, this is new. So let's talk a little bit about that. Man, ads galore. Jesus Christ. Latter-day Saints. It's just the times that we're living in. We've seen Xbox have like 3 to 4 price increases and recent price decrease on Game Pass. And now we're seeing PlayStation have like 3 to 4 price increases. They don't even know what's going to happen with the PS6. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Or when they're going to roll out the PS6, because who knows if they can even get parts. It seems like they can't really get parts for the PS5 right now. But yeah, so there was a Q&A, and they don't have like detailed, precise impact to the price adjustment. So this could be a situation where after every fiscal year that hopefully this is not happening. I do not want to put this out in the ether. But every fiscal year we could potentially like see like price increases. That would suck, man. Especially if I think they're gonna come out with a light next year. Then the light's gonna roll in at that $450 price. so that way they could try to like offset the cost, and then a year after that maybe the OLED comes out, and the OLED's probably going to roll in at that like $550 price, and that's going to be your like price increases. But base model, man, that's just not cool. Okay, let's get to what we are really looking for, because I want to get to the part where they're talking about price increases. So this tells me Nintendo says Mario Kart World is a crucial game, aims to convey appeal so that it's embraced by a wide audience as perennial staple in our lineup. That tells me that they're probably going to announce a DLC pretty soon. Nintendo says Switch 2 sales are picking up in the West, not concerned about momentum, wealth of new titles on the way. Okay, yeah, that's kind of like where we want to be at, because we want to talk about basically their lineup for 2026 and beyond. And where I was going with this before ADHD brain kicked in and I just started seeing the flashing lights in different colors. So we know Yoshi, Star Fox, Splatoon, and Fire Emblem are coming out this year. All those are confirmed for this year. The Dust Bloods, I guess it's not being published by Nintendo. I guess From is publishing that. So that's just going to be exclusive. It's probably going to be like a timed exclusive for a year or something. But they're forecasting 16.5 million units for the physical year. So that's until the end of next March. What else could we get? Ocarina of Time remake. I think Luigi's Mansion is probably this year as well. I think they're going to announce the next Mario game either in June or I'm not even convinced that we get, to be honest, I'm not convinced that we get any more directs this year. I just don't know. I think we will, because they just raised the price and they want to instill some good faith still to the current user base and to the growing user base of saying, hey, we got a lot of games coming out. Here's what we got. But I just don't know, because we didn't get one. We haven't gotten like an actual Nintendo Direct in a long time, since September of last year. So I just don't know where they're at. And honestly, I don't even freaking care. I just want to be surprised. I want to wake up one morning and they say, hey, here's a Nintendo Direct, and then we can hop online and talk about it. That's where my excitement comes. I don't need any leaks and rumors saying that we're going to get one on this week or anything. It's just draining. I just want to be excited. I just want to be excited for the games that they announce in there. And I already know one of those games is probably going to be the Ocarina of Time remake. So let me be excited for everything else. Nobody needs to spoil if we're going to get a Direct anytime soon. But what else could we get? Man, and that's kind of like where I'm at with like leaks and rumors, because I don't want to like say anything and be like, man, I'm hoping, and it doesn't happen, and then like I'm disappointed. I'm not one of those people that really like gets disappointed. I get 2 or 3 games in the Direct and I'm usually good, because I'm like, oh, I'm about to eat. These games look phenomenal. So I'm happy with that. But I would love Golden Sun to come back in some form. I don't think it will. I just don't know. It just doesn't seem like there's any hype around that. I don't hear people talking about how much they love Golden Sun online. I would love Kid Icarus Uprising to get some type of remaster, remake, whatever. I don't think it'll get a remake. I think maybe remaster. The remake would be pretty cool though. I would love, of course, I'd love, the big pillars, Smash Bros, new Mario, new Zelda, what else? I would love for all these things to happen all at once, but I don't think they're gonna happen all at once. I think those things are gonna be more spread out, and let them cook. Sakurai just gave us Kirby Air Riders. Kirby Air Riders is a fun game. Let him cook on the next Smash Bros. I hope he reboots it, to be completely honest. I want to go in fresh with limited third-party support from all these other characters and just focus on some of the Nintendo characters that we got, because there's a lot of them that they can pull from it. But let me just see some obscure, fun, new games. Some stuff that we've never seen before, like some new IPs or revisiting some old IPs that need new entries. I would love an Astral Chain 2, of course. I think we're probably en route for one of those here pretty soon. I think Platinum Games is probably cooking something up from Nintendo. I think from a third-party standpoint, I am real curious to see when Metaphor ReFantazio hits the Switch 2. And talked about numerous times. So hopefully that comes pretty soon. Not real soon, because I'm about to start Rebirth. I got so many RPGs that I'm going to be playing, and that's just going to add to it. And that's another big one. But I'm excited for that one. I've been wanting to play that ever since it dropped on PS5 and Xbox. What else from a third-party standpoint? I think Ninja Gaiden 4 will probably get announced at some point, because Platinum, Xbox, we're bringing games to other platforms, so why not? Ninja Gaiden 4 is the last holdout at this point. I think that's going to be coming here pretty soon. I think, stuff from Sega, the Yakuza, the 4 through 8, I think is probably going to be coming over. I do think Stranger Than Heaven will make an appearance on the Switch too, but not until probably like 2028. Because I don't think that game's coming out until probably like February of next year, to be honest with you, for the other platforms. But I think they do have a robust software lineup. I'm not holding myself on a promise because I've been burned before. I don't think Nintendo's that company that's going to announce a bunch of games and then end up canceling all of them, because it doesn't seem like they are announcing games that are years away anymore. I think that was kind of reserved for Xbox and to a lesser extent PlayStation. And I just don't want to see that anymore. I don't want to see these games that are 3, 4, 5, 6 years away and they end up getting canned, because it takes away my faith in that company. And that's something that's completely diminished in Xbox at this point, where they announce games like Scalebound and they've shown it multiple times. And then before we think it's going to come out, here's that press release, hey, we canceled it. Or Perfect Dark, another example. We didn't even get that game off the ground. Like, you guys just saw a small vertical slice of just some stuff, and we didn't even know what that game was going to be, but we're tired of pumping money into it, so we're just going to cancel it. Why'd you announce it? Don't announce this shit until you're 6 months away from releasing it. So that's where I'm at. I just don't want to hold on to false hope and a promise, because I'm gullible. Like, you could tell me anything. Tell me lies. Tell me little lies, or whatever that song says, and I'm going to believe it. I don't want to keep doing that, especially when it comes to another form of art that I really enjoy in video games. Let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about some PlayStation stuff and where we go from here with them. So PlayStation, honestly, I just kind of want to talk about Bungie, because, man, Bungie almost bled them $1 billion. And, oh boy, howdy, that's not good. And I just don't know what's next. I kind of jumped off the PlayStation train mid PS4 generation and haven't really wanted to go back to it unless they announce games that I was really looking forward to. Like, had we got a new Uncharted at the beginning of the PlayStation 5 generation, I would have been there. But I don't know. It was just really hard for me to want to have multiple consoles at this point. I'm not one of those people that really needs multiple consoles, because if I showed you guys my backlog for the Switch 2 right now, and just like the Switch overall, like that whole ecosystem, you'd be like, yeah, bro, you don't need anything else. Go ahead and finish all the games that you got. I mean, I got games on this thing that I haven't even played yet. Like, what's the game? I like Final Fantasy Tactics. Haven't touched it. Tales of Berseria. I played an hour of that game. Haven't gone back to it. Not because I didn't like it, but because I got other things that I want to play. I will go back to it eventually. It's just so much has been coming out, and I'm trying to be like that person that tackles one game at a time. And it's just so hard to do that sometimes. So I'm not one of those people that needs to go buy another console. And I know I'm part of, I won't even call it a problem, but just part of the slow adoption rate of the PS5, because it is tracking behind the PS4. And in the PS4 generation, I actually had the original PS4. I had a Slim. That's it. I had the Final Fantasy Slim, the Final Fantasy 15, because I was super excited for that game and was pretty let down by it. But yeah, so let's look at Sony's reports. PS5 reached almost 94 million sales. Nothing to sneeze at. You got 94 million people on your console. That's amazing. Happy for y'all. Truly am, for real. Because being part of something like that, whether you use it as a 2K machine, a Madden machine, or just a bunch of games machine, that's impressive to reach 94 million units sold. I know a lot of people were kind of expecting them to have sold probably 2 to 3 million in the last 3 months, but they only reached 1.5, which I think that's just the times that we're in, man. This shit's expensive, and people are just going to choose how they spend their money. Do I buy a game console, or do I buy a 12-pack of hot dogs and some eggs? Man, went to the gym this morning. My abs hurt from that ab workout. Can't make myself laugh. But yeah, it's true. You got to decide where your dollar goes. That's why I can't be out here buying every console, every generation, 3 consoles a generation like I did. Last time I did that, I had a 360, a PS3, and a Wii. And the pecking order of what got played was the PS3 got played the most. The Wii, every now and then, whenever a game that I really wanted to come out, came out. There was a lot of games I missed on the Wii because of that, because I was just so into my PS3. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, a lot of times there's no rhyme or reason to own multiple boxes unless you want every exclusive game. You want to play every exclusive game. You have time for every exclusive game. We just, as adults, because I'll be somewhere between 30 and 40 this year. For those of you who know me, probably know my actual age that I'll be. We just don't have the time to work full-time jobs and then come home and play every video game. I'm surprised I haven't played as many video games as I do now, and still try to have time for things like going to the gym and reading and work and socializing. It's just too much time. Too many things are prying on our attention span, which is why, like, I'm good with just being a one console per generation guy. But let's go back to the PS5. Kind of ADHD brain, man, and just go off the rails. We ramble. I told y'all at the beginning of this video I was going to ramble. So journalists have been asking for updates on the PS6, if it's going to have an impact, and it absolutely will have an impact on the PS6. I honestly don't know if the PS6 comes out in 2027 or 2028. And I'm okay with that. I'm probably not going to buy one anyway, because I talk about this a little bit. Buying stuff based on a promise. Like, you go to the store, you buy an ice cream cone. It doesn't tell you if it has chocolate at the bottom of it. But because you've been conditioned to understand that there's going to be chocolate at the bottom of every ice cream cone, you buy it based off, the conditioning and the promise that, hey, I could potentially get to the end of this ice cream cone and there's chocolate at the end of it. And you get to the end of the ice cream cone and there's no chocolate. What if there's no chocolate because you read the fine print after you've eaten the ice cream cone and it says, due to cost-cutting measures, we cut out chocolate to ensure that we are able to give you a product at a reasonable price. That's what that feels like. Buying things based off of that promise and then realizing because of that conditioning's now gone. I'm now conditioned to believe that if I want the chocolate at the end of the ice cream cone, I gotta spend $1 more. PlayStation is kind of doing that as well. I just noticed something. I'll talk about that in the video later this week. But yeah, so it's just like, I just can't trust it that I'm gonna get the games that I want, that I'm gonna get the experience that I want anymore. At least, like, the reason why I was so, like, eager to get the Switch 2 day one is because of, one, I already have all these Switch games. And then after seeing that initial direct, there was games in that direct that I was pretty excited for. So I'm like, yeah, sure, like, buying a console day one. I know I'm not getting Mario or Zelda. I don't really, like, need those day one. If you guys want to take another, like, 4 years after I have the box and give me some good shit along the way, cool. I don't need to get to the end of the ice cream cone right at the very beginning. That's not how I buy things. Hopefully that analogy made sense to y'all watching this, but that's it's kind of like where we're at with the PS6. Do you want to buy it day one with no games, or do you want them to cook a little bit? Now the analogy doesn't even make sense to me, so we're just gonna skip that part. Let's talk about Bungie. Bungie almost bled them $1 billion, 765 million losses from Bungie. And people are asking the question, was Bungie worth it as an investment to Sony? And a lot of people are saying no, just because it costs them so much. $3.6 billion, that's a lot of money. And then to not make a profit on that investment at all. That's like me buying 10 sandwiches, knowing that I'm going to try to, like, sell, all 9 of them. I buy 10 sandwiches, $1 a piece, and I'm going to sell them for $1.50. And in the act of selling these sandwiches, I'm only able to sell them for 65 cents a sandwich. I just lost money when I was expecting to be making money. That makes me never want to buy sandwiches like that again to sell them. Because why? Why keep doing something where I'm going to keep losing? And nobody wants to take L's repeatedly. And that's all Bungie's been doing, has been taking L's for PlayStation, which is why they got absorbed into actually being a PlayStation studio, but they still had to come out with Marathon because that game was so far along. And if they were going to, it probably would have been $1.5 billion had they canceled Marathon. You'd probably be reading the headline saying, hey, we got to close Bungie Studios because they just cost us so much money. Hopefully that's not where we go. Hopefully they get put on a project that can actually make them some money. Maybe they just support Marathon for the year. Hey, we supported this game for a year. We're not going to close the servers, but we're going to, not put as much money and focus into it. I think they should adopt the Splatoon model. Splatoon comes out, it gets a bunch of free updates. It comes out at a full price, full clip, $60. You get a bunch of free updates. You get some DLC along the way. And then we're on to the next thing. Why don't more games do that? Come out at a full clip and just be good games at that full price. Get the consumers that they want to get. Splatoon also sells a fuck ton, so I guess that's like comparing apples to fucking dirt. Not saying Marathon is dirt, but you gotta look at the sales of Marathon on multiple platforms. You gotta look at the sales of Splatoon on one platform. You sell like 12 million copies of Splatoon a generation, and Marathon's only sold like 1.2 million across 3 different platforms. So, but man, yeah, but also I hear Marathon's a good game. I hear people really enjoy it. I just think the trust has been exhausted with a lot of these gaming corporations, and them hearing the words live service over and over again really grinds people's gears. So next generation, they got to figure something out. Maybe come out with that Last of Us multiplayer game that was supposed to come out and get somebody to work on that. Come out with that Spider-Man live service game that was supposed to come out, because that actually looked like it could have been fun as well. I think, in all honesty, had Sony come out with those two and then just like can the rest of the live service games, they'd be eating pretty good right now. They'd have Spider-Man, Last of Us, Helldivers. I think that is a strong enough push for some live service. Not saying that we need more live service games, but if they wanted to come out with any, it should have been those from the jump, and we should just be going from there. Man, I did a lot of talking to be by myself on this Monday Night Mayhem. I know a lot of it was my ADHD brain going off the rails. It happens, man. And neurodivergent in 2026. It's bound to happen. I don't know why I threw that you know what? This has been Monday Night Mayhem. I love y'all, man. Tell somebody you love them today. Mother's Day was yesterday. Hopefully you were able to celebrate with some people that you love, whether, if you were raised by your mom, if you were raised by your sisters, your grandma, your aunts, your nieces, your nephews, your uncles, your dads. Tell somebody you love them, man. Tell somebody, hey, I appreciate you and all the things that you do for me if you have those people in your life. Shit, if I'm that person in your life, tell me you love me. All right, y'all. Stay safe out there. Remember to brush your teeth, eat your vegetables. And I'll catch y'all next week with the crew for Monday Night Mayhem. Hopefully we got the full squad. I'm not sure when Brett will be back on. I know he's like once a month at this point. He's just got a lot going on in his life. And so send that man some love on his channel on Who Would Win. Tune in for Brett's friend Carson. They do that weekly. Tune in to Zach's channel. His channel's popping off. I'm so proud of him. I gotta give a shout out to some other homies as well. My boy Z Saber. Tune into his channel. My boy Shin, you gotta tune in over there as well. I'm gonna get links to their channels and put it in the description of this video. So go tap in with them, man. Go show them some love. Go show all my homies some love on their channels, man. We're just trying to take this small YouTube game and blow up and become somebody, because we're tired of being told, we're just small channels. We want to be big channels too. We want to eat with the big boys, and we can do that, man. If you like what we do here on JT's Gaming Mayhem, stay tuned for all the hype that we got going on. Stay tuned for the full review of the mobile pads. Tap into the short that I posted before posting this episode of Monday Night Mayhem, because I just kind of give a quick, thought, look and feel of just trying it right there on the moment. But I'll catch y'all next week, man. Stay safe out there, and have a good one.